GarrettG doing the same. Clearly not at 100%, but rather than bring in the sub Musty, Garrett said, look, this is my team. I'm going out there to compete with the guys. So now they've got to find a way on Utopia to bring it back. We've seen it once. Who knows? We go to Utopia Coliseum for Game 4. Must win for NRG to stay alive.
Oh, no way. Okay, Squishy gets the pinch off of him, and
there's AJ.
Cleanup crew to just skee-ball that one in from midfield. Just too many going for NRG on that back line and miscommunication. And that's kind of what we've been talking about all day, Stacks.
By losing Game 3 there, by the way, NRG has tied its organization record for the longest losing streak in individual games. 7 in a row.
And that's insane to think of. How good
think about
this
how long
team
that
is.
org's been around.
Exactly, and how consistent they are. I mean, always are. So, I mean, you gotta know that this is just a fluke. This is surely not the start to their demise by any means, but it's just a bad day at the office, and it happens. And unfortunately, it's on Championship Sunday, but Squishy coming out of nowhere, and typical had no clue he was on the backside.
Wow. Squishy gets a big one for NRG. Back level in the first minute of Game 4. Looking for any victories they can get along the way. First killer. Looking to get that goal right back. He skied one up there for Typical. Another demo, though, by First. Takes out GarrettG, and that forces Squishy to put on the brakes at the center line. Now Squishy playing his way through. Determined not to let NRG exit in the lower finals here. Third place not good enough, but first killer! Oh, what a save again by Squishy!
Squishy trying to will this NRG team to victory. Great save on the goal line there as he pushes this ball forward and trying to get some style of offense going. But again, AJ breaking up the play, and right now, NRG just way too spaced out, giving FaZe Clan way too much time to get things operated, and the clears just coming so easily for them.
Justin does not opt for that corner boost. AJ will take it, going after Squishy, and Squishy had to be very proactive on the defensive end, as he has just about always been. He's starting to move downfield here so GarrettG can feed him. And he won't have enough to follow the play up as Justin has to get there at the center line. Now GarrettG right down the middle. Squishy trying to get in the way as well, and still well defended by FaZe, or well enough anyways. But now NRG playing with just a little bit of extra energy. Squishy, shot blocked away. Justin's got this though at the center line, and he'll play that right back in. Typical trying to bring this down to ground safely, and it certainly helps that Squishy no longer on the field, but he respawns in and then takes out Justin. The timing not there.
Oh, that's not good at all. Oh, and you leave Justin alone on the back line, and Squishy recognizing that pass coming through. Great positioning, and AJ puts that one down, and Justin firmly planted on the goal line, and NRG starting to scramble here. Getting low on boost, shots coming through, and GarrettG much needed clear downfield. Let's see if they can reset.
Typical pop-up. AJ's there as well. That double commit forces first killer to the back wall. Justin's got a lot of time to work with, and his shot off the post, and Garrett couldn't react.
Oh, you hate when the shot goes off like that and then comes directly back center. So hard to read as a player coming downfield, and first killer gets the demo on Squishy midair, and Justin, a little bit of time, a little bit of space, passed over to Garrett and turned away by Typical. FaZe Clan undenied on defense. Absolutely incredible.
Well, NRG has stabilized in this series. They have slowed down FaZe. Now they need to find a way to beat them. This drops right down for Typical. He's got first killer over there as well. Justin just pops that away, out of harm's way. Squishy now. They have to play this. Typical is out of the play for a moment. He spawns on the near side, though, and still becomes a factor. This drop down to Justin, and first killer coming in from behind. Makes the stop. Back downfield goes FaZe. Typical for the lead again. Denied by who else but Squishy. Now Squishy downfield. He's only got AJ to beat, and AJ the better of the two this time.
Yeah, we've seen a few times now where Squishy's let that ball get away from him. Justin can't get that one over the defense. Not sure if he was going for just a normal flick or a musty as Squishy puts it up. Looking to go off backboard, easily defended by first killer. This is going to be a tough one, and Squishy can't put it in. Pinches it off of the crossbar. Great opportunity, and he pulled the trigger just a little too early.
Squishy's back on the ball here as Typical dispossesses him, but there is GarrettG. Imagine what it would do for the psyche of NRG if GarrettG can make a big play right now. Not this time, though. First killer's through, and Garrett's got to get back to the back wall. That goes right out to Typical, as so many of these clears have, in fact, in the series. And now Squishy will leave that for GarrettG. 20 to go.
What a flick!
For the win, perhaps. GarrettG gives NRG the lead.
Oh, monster flick from midfield. Gets first killer, baits him out, and caught in no man's land. Stacks, you said it. What is it going to do to this team if GarrettG scores? All NRG fans gripping their chairs and finally have a lead.
AJ has other plans, and Justin makes the save on the near side. Squishy around first killer. They have not let first killer get a ton of touches in this game, and it has made a significant difference as that back pass goes to Justin, and FaZe has to go from three-quarter court, and first killer just does keep this up. GarrettG will spike it down. No, Typical still got there. So now they'll try again. It's amazing how good these players at this level have gotten at keeping the ball up in the air, and it finally goes down off the crossbar. NRG survives to see Wasteland. Now, we go into Wasteland. Game 5. Still must win for the general NRG. But the prospects are looking a lot brighter than they were about 5 minutes ago. Typical shot saved away by Justin. The demo on Squishy, inconsequential. He's already back in the play and throwing one right down the middle at first killer.
Keep those ones coming, because that's just keeping FaZe Clan honest. And, you know, they're going to start thinking, okay, they're going for those long launches downfield, and we've got to have someone covering up the back line. So they're going to be spaced out a little more, and you're not going to have that third man coming in as aggressively for that follow-up shot as first killer. GarrettG gets the save off the post, and AJ turned away again by GarrettG and Justin. And NRG holding down the goal line brilliantly on that play.
Justin got this to the back wall. First killer just loops up to the backboard to play this away. And Squishy's got it right over towards Justin, who's got a full tank of boost. And he's deadly in this spot. He'll leave it for GarrettG, the captain, coming through, and it's saved by AJ.
I don't know how AJ got that save. That was ridiculous. NRG starting to come out with the team plays, and you gotta think, have they started to figure out what FaZe Clan is bringing? And my goodness, the demo comes out and it leads to a direct goal. NRG up by 1.
Squishy gets the demo, and GarrettG thought about catching this to turn on it. AJ must have thought he was absolutely going to. Justin calls him off. 3:43 to go, and NRG in front in game 5. Buckle up, Subi, here we go.
I told you, demos can make some fun things happen, and the first one we see from NRG immediately leading to a goal as the tides are starting to turn in NRG's favor. FaZe Clan, only 1 goal in that game number 4. Still have yet to score in game 5. Yes, it is early, but we're used to seeing them up by 3 goals at this point.
AJ, stuffed by Squishy, is Typical has to run back. And that goes over top of Squishy. Will bounce right out to midfield. GarrettG for Justin, and swatted away by AJ. Squishy's there, though. Can he climb up? Yes, he can! And Justin stuffs it home!
What a dunk from Squishy! Oh, reads him like a book. Look at that, mama. And gets the double. Just the continuation on that play. A thing of brilliance. And Justin hammering it home. NRG up by 2. But we know how FaZe Clan can score, so you can't get too comfortable if you're NRG.
Are you saying the general NRG could use some insurance goals?
I hate you.
James, Daz, you're welcome. This drops down to the corner for Squishy, but AJ's got control, so Squishy has to go back, and now he'll play
Uh-oh,
One
that's
down
not good.
towards Justin, and AJ just got in GarrettG's way to at least give FaZe a chance on offense. First killer trying to do it himself here, and Justin cuts him out there. By NRG not letting FaZe get shot after shot, not letting them get set up in the offensive zone. We've still seen some very difficult shots saved away by FaZe, or rather by NRG. His first killer lobs one out there for AJ. But the important difference, Subi, of course, from the first few games, nothing's leaking through into that NRG net. And a lot more confidence now than there was at the end of game 3. They didn't use their timeout when they went down 0-3.
I like that. That's confidence. And we know that usually NRG not going to use timeouts in this situation, but we've seen it a little bit. But that just shows to me that, okay, no, we've got this. We know what we're doing wrong. We're making dumb mistakes. And, you know, I bet you Stiz is seeing the same exact thing as well. Like, okay, guys, you know what you're doing wrong, as Squishy turned away by first killer, and this is going to be a dangerous one. GarrettG has to get back and avoid first killer at the same time, as NRG looking to get a little bit of offense started as well.
See FaZe Clan trying to pick up the pace and just overwhelm NRG, and it's not happening. GarrettG has returned to form. Made a couple great cuts, some excellent passes as the series has gone on. But he had it taken away there by AJ. Typical. Indirect for himself. He's got first killer in front, and the ball is deflected away. Follow-up shot from AJ. Nothing there. This goes across AJ again, over to Typical. Passing play out of FaZe, still results in a wide shot. Typical can't bring this on target, and now FaZe starting to slip just a little bit. Typical did all he could to keep it available, and still cleared away by NRG. The general standing strong and holding FaZe scoreless into the last minute.
Yeah, that was about one or two passes too many. What a ground pitch from first killer, getting the power on it and bringing FaZe Clan back within one.
GarrettG jumped so early for this, and first killer goes right underneath. Wow.
The fact that he turns that flick into a ground pinch, I don't know if I've ever seen that before. He puts so much power behind that ball.
Well, it could still all be for naught, as FaZe still trails by a goal here in game 5. Another closeout opportunity against NRG about to go by the wayside, as Justin needs one more touch to send this downfield. On target, AJ saved it away. Squishy, though, delays some more. No time on the clock. GarrettG can spike it. He does, and NRG survives again.
Holy smokes. NRG keeping it close. Both of victories coming in 2-1 fashion, and look at that scoreboard. All three members of NRG getting 3 shots apiece. Justin sitting on top with 2 goals, Squishy an assist, and all 3 members. And they've won the last 8. So history not favoring FaZe Clan here. And Stacks, I gotta ask you, in your big old brain of yours, which I know it can't hold too much.
There's a lot of empty space up there, but go ahead.
A lot of cobwebs, but in your opinion, have we ever seen a team as good as NRG at reading an opponent and making changes mid-series to counter them?
Maybe Team BDS. We've seen them fall behind in a lot of series, going back to RLCSX, and they would kind of turn things around, but certainly not in North America. Not in this realm. This is NRG's yard, and everybody else is just kind of spending time here. Typical will play this out, and Squishy's just right there waiting. Nobody has used their timeout in this series. You have to imagine NRG won't. FaZe might if they drop this game, and Justin scored first again.
I love how Garrett is not showing his hand, that he's not passing this ball. Looks like a shot, and then puts it top of the box. All 3 members of FaZe Clan just sitting there, jaws hitting the floor when that shot gets put on target. Beautiful team play coming out from NRG.
Turbo's got Champions Field. More of a myth, but okay. NRG has Neo Tokyo.
Oh boy.
Squishy off the post. GarrettG follows. NRG's up 2.
It's the over-aggression from FaZe Clan, and great clear downfield from the general of General NRG. Garrett gets that ball up to Squishy. Squishy misses it, and we're seeing a smile on Garrett's face there. That's good to see. Hopefully he's feeling a little better here, and that's got to do something for him.
AJ out of boost, doing everything he possibly could, which was not a whole lot with that ball. Justin now. He's got an option over on the weak side, and AJ can just pop that ball away. But not a lot of forward motion out of FaZe. They finally get towards the back line, and GarrettG will collect.
Love
Typical, caught spectating as he's demolished.
Love it.
And GarrettG will wait back as Squishy tries to create by himself.
Now you got a big old barrel and a bunch of holes leaking water on that, and you just plug one up by taking Typical off the field. That offense slowed immediately, and that's what I think, in my opinion, NRG needs to continue to do. Defensive demos. Don't allow FaZe Clan to just continue their offense. Force them to beat you 2v3. And we know it's possible, Stacks, but better odds for you.
Right. Well, they are also forcing FaZe to play up in the air, but now Justin brings us down to ground, and AJ clears away, credited with a save. Now first killer. Watches Squishy just play that right around him. Typical, though, still has first killer downfield. He can play this ball out of the side. First killer trying to get Squishy rotating on the weak side, and then Typical gets bumped back into that ball, and harmlessly across it goes off of Justin. Garrett will lob one towards the backboard and cleared away by first killer. The creativity there, even off the ball, you have to have your head on a swivel. Both teams certainly do. Justin and Garrett both had to jump for this. Now AJ trying to dance around Squishy, having absolutely none of it. 3-zip.
Squishy pulls out the binoculars here, sees, oh, look at that. That net way down there is wide open. And I'm just gonna poke it. 3-0 lead for NRG. FaZe Clan, they opened up as hot as we have ever seen, but in the last 3 games, only 2 goals for FaZe Clan. Absolutely incredible turnaround for the general NRG.
Squishy over top of Typical, but it's first killer now. One-on-one, usually no contest, but Justin made the save. Squishy comes in to help as well, and AJ may have tried to slow play there, and Squishy just got right around him.
You know, I realize points don't matter too much in Rocket League. Kind of like whose line is it anyway? They're just kind of like made up, and I don't even know how you get them.
That's what I keep telling myself in ranked.
Yeah. I mean, there is some truth and validity behind it, but right now, Typical sitting on 42 points, and I hate that when that happens. He just cannot find his way, but oh, what a save from first killer. NRG
get some points there.
Hitting some strides right now on offense.
Typical with that last save, getting near the century mark on the in-game scoreboard. Typical trying to get an assist out of this here to set up first killer. Not happening. This is just lobbed up. It's a jump ball. AJ down to first killer, who had been electric early in this series and has gone ice cold since.
AJ.
First killer, create himself. No, AJ has that drop down to him, but nobody's in position to make a play on the ball.
And again, clear all the way downfield. Tick-tock goes the clock. Typical takes out a defender. First killer can't get the touch, and AJ a little too high, but Typical there for the cleanup, and FaZe Clan have some life breathed back into him here in game number 6.
It's an extra 2, maybe 3 seconds, though, that goes off the clock on the initial miss by AJ. Keep that in mind. 38 to go as FaZe tries to break NRG's hearts.
Great kickoff.
It is. AJ shot.
Oh, no,
first killer couldn't score. Oh, he'll be wanting that one back. More time burning away as Justin clears down to 23 seconds. Squishy plays this out. AJ's waiting. He couldn't get that midfield boost.
Great read.
GarrettG intercepts.
Oh, he's seen it all before. He knew exactly what was getting pulled out and says, you want some offense? Get back on defense, young buck, as NRG, for the 4th time ever, setting up a best-of-7 reverse sweep for North America. Is history about to be made yet again?
There have been 3 reverse sweeps in best of sevens in the last 8 days. 1 in Sub-Saharan Africa, 1 in APAC South, 1 yesterday as Space Station came back against Oxygen, and the General NRG marches into Champions Field, and FaZe couldn't take a timeout fast enough.
Oh, that game, I mean, immediately as that game ended, first killer, timeout, timeout. It all comes down to this. Game 7, Champions Field, presented by NASCAR.
All right. We all got business to attend to here. NRG and FaZe. Champions Field. Here we go. Winner gets G2 in the grand finals. And Squishy trying to score first. Denied by FaZe Clan early, but Garrett will not be denied. 8 seconds in. The captain, GarrettG, coming into his own. And NRG keeps the momentum rolling. Can you believe this? What does FaZe have as an answer? A ball right back to GarrettG. Not quite the answer anybody was looking for, as Garrett wins this. It is a different GarrettG that has evolved mid-series. Typical lining up a double. Squishy disrupts. And FaZe Clan has all the momentum going against them. They called a timeout to try and get some extra time to talk about it and maybe throw NRG off their game just a little bit. And it has had absolutely no effect. Here goes first killer. Trying to right the ship for FaZe Clan.
Oh.
And Typical got there as well, but played it across.
Oh. If you're FaZe, you want a goal. I mean, you want it right now. You want to tie this thing up. You want to make a statement. And it's not going to be done just yet, as GarrettG couldn't quite find the mark there. Great demo from Squishy to slow things up, as Typical going to push forward as AJ available. And AJ just a little too high and crossbar denies.
High up, not angling downward, but it comes down for first killer. Typical is ahead, and GarrettG jumped in front. AJ shot, sends Squishy and Garrett crisscrossing, and then first killer, oh, what a save by Garrett! Off the recovery, and Typical hit the crossbar! Oh, it's all coming apart again!
No. Oh no! You hate to see it, and Squishy just can't quite get that 50 on target, but FaZe Clan fans, remember that shot from Typical? I mean, it was wide open. He could have put that anywhere on target, and it was going in. It pushes it high, and NRG still up by 1. We're getting near halftime, and NRG pushing further and further into this orange half.
Rare missed out a first killer, and that'll send Typical across. And Justin, full tank of boost. He may be able to get to steal some. No, AJ will fall on it. Now Squishy, denied by Typical. It does not start much of a counterattack for FaZe. First killer will try. Typical's there, but he peeled off. So now AJ a little floaters wide, and Justin plays this across.
Perfect.
Where Typical's gonna have to turn on it. But hit him where they ain't. That was perfect placement.
Perfect clear.
Typical.
Couldn't quite ask for a better one there, as just past halftime. First killer coming through, getting into the box, and GarrettG denies. Typical gonna softly tap that one in, and FaZe Clan bring us all knotted up in game number 7.
Count them now. That is 8 goals in the series for Typical. He's had a few that have gotten away, but he has, I believe, taken the series lead. Took it away from first killer, was tied with him at 7. First now playing this across, needs a second touch. How about the job NRG has done, though, against first killer? They have neutralized him after he had almost single-handedly destroyed NRG in the first 3 games. AJ over top of GarrettG. Squishy is there for the stop. And a good half flip to get in position, but now it's back to first killer. Stuffed by Justin. And Squishy will give chase against Typical. He'll settle for a full tank of boost. And he may be able to use some of it in just a moment as AJ plays this right down the middle. And Justin skies it up for Squishy to play further. Squishy down to GarrettG.
Great pass.
A bullet! Posted in! NRG NRG back in front.
Oh, and you could even see it coming. You knew what Squishy was doing here, but the shot from GarrettG just too good, going far post and in 58 miles per hour. General NRG putting themselves back on top.
I think if NRG gets one more goal here, we might, and we can see, by the way, we might see Dazarin jump through his ceiling. Justin for GarrettG, not this time, as it goes out around the corner, and Typical as first killer waiting. First will take over now as he goes over top of Squishy, and GarrettG intercepts right back into enemy territory. AJ now for first killer. Justin in the way again. Justin at midfield and deeper into the zone. His defense has been impeccable. Typical beat Garrett here. He can, but Squishy makes the save. Follow up now. AJ to tie the game, and Justin saved it.
Oh, you couldn't ask for a better shot coming out from AJ, going far upper 90, and somehow Squishy, his defense, still on point in this series, and he has just been the anchor for NRG on that back line.
Justin trying to stay up off the wall, and he can't. Typical now, around the corner, drop down, and Squishy clears only as far as AJ. Can he stay with this play? He certainly can. And first killer kept it available as well. They've got lead blockers, and Justin still popped it away. Down to 14 seconds.
Great cut from Justin.
Yes. Here's AJ for first killer. Waiting, can't get it to him. Typical coming up. First killer got a piece of this. 2 seconds left. North America went 173 series without a best-of-7 reverse sweep. And when this ball touches down, we'll have done it twice in 4. First killer trying to save it. And he has.
He got the flick.
Typical on the goal line. NRG survives.
I'm literally shaking. You gotta be kidding me. It was on the goal line. Half the ball in the back of the net. But still, NRG hold on and pull off the unthinkable. The reverse
team that came in shooting 30%, that had its accuracy betray them in the last 2 games. And it betrays them at the worst possible time.